right when I hit record. Thanks, Chris. Good morning, everybody. This is Mary from Nerdy BookBOOK Club. What? Thank you. Oh, thank you. It's just what I needed. And today is a very exciting day. Today is the Book People meetup for Alexandra, Bracken, and Susan Dennard for their tours of Wayfarer and Windwitch. And it's at Book People today in Austin, so we're getting up here. It's about almost 9 o'clock-ish. And we're just getting up and getting ready. Chris is joining me today. Shayna is coming back from a cruise. She won't be joining me. And Elizabeth's working. So it's just going to be me today. That's all you get. But you look how cute it is. What are you doing? You're sweet. Thank you. I love you. Yes, thank you. So it should be an exciting day.
Seen the book until today, like 10 minutes ago, so that was really exciting. I tried not to be emotional. It is though, it is kind of beautiful. So yeah, I wrote this book. The second in the Witchland series, and how many of you guys have read Truthwitch? So I know I shouldn't spoil. Okay, that's most of you. That's good. I'll try to be good.
Wayfarer is the sequel to Passenger, which came out last year, a year and 3 days ago. It picks up like 2 weeks after the end of Passenger. And Nicholas in
2 weeks?
2 weeks.
Mine's also 2 weeks. How funny is that? The perfect amount.
Mine melts. So it's 2, 3, maybe. It's terrible that I can't remember this, but this has so... Yeah, I feel like after this book, my brain just sort of turned to mush. It picks up however long after Passenger.
Maybe 2 weeks.
Maybe someone who's read can tell me exactly. And Nicholas and Etta are on separate journeys to find each other, find the astrolabe. It involves a ton of alternate history. We were going to announce the third book title.
I'm supposed to announce the third book title. I feel like I should have a really cool... Ta-da! But I don't. Now I feel like pressure.
Now, who wants to guess?
I'm sure you guys can guess. So I discovered recently that I accidentally already had it on my website. So like 6 fans have tweeted me isn't this it? I'm like,
Stop tweeting me!
But actually, so weird story with this. So the original title was going to be Threadwitch, which is not the title, because basically in the industry there were some people who didn't like it, and you kind of have to do what they tell. Didn't take the title, and for most people that wouldn't be an issue. It's a title, you can change it. But for me, where each book follows one character more than the other, that was a big problem, because I was like, no, book 3 was going to be a salt story, what do I do? And
did they not like it because they felt like it sounded too homey?
It sounds like a yarn book. So Threadwitch.
Wait, I literally had a book called Brightly Woven.
I know,
I can't believe they didn't let you use that.
Well, Threadwitch it shall not be ever. So, but don't worry, we've got it figured out. So we'll get our own book. But book 3 is going to be Bloodwitch. Oh. Ooh. So, and age one is is kind of like a big fan favorite, so I'm feeling the pressure to get it right, but I will. I will hopefully live up to your expectations. She worked at HarperCollins when they bought my book, wasn't she?
Yeah, I was the editorial assistant who took minutes at that meeting.
We didn't even know each other existed. Yeah, well, you learned of me that day.
Yeah. 2 editors fought over Susan's book. It was really horrible. It was like, anyway, I won't get into it, but it was like the editor who didn't get it cried. It was like,
No, I didn't know that.
she cried at the table, and then everyone was like,
I can carry that guilt.
everyone in
for the rest of my
publishing,
life.
everyone just went like quiet and very still as this other editor cried.
Oh no, she was just like weeping.
Oh.
Okay, that's gonna stay.
Yeah, no, I messed up language too. In the very first ARC that they sort of rush printed of Passenger for BEA, it was like a very early draft of Passenger, and I forgot I had put in like really bad Google Translate placeholder French. It's like one scene, and I had so many people being like, this is actually gibberish. Like, these aren't even words. Where did you get this from? So hopefully it's correct. I'm like, yeah.
So, I don't even remember. Oh, the question, where would they go in time? Have you guys ever seen the Star Trek movie where they get dropped into San Francisco in the 80s?
Yes.
It's like my favorite one. It's like maybe the least favorite of anyone else, but it's like my favorite one. So I'm just imagining something like that, where they get dropped into the like 1980s San Francisco, and it's chaos. But it would like be really hard for Isolde because they wouldn't have their magic, so they would just be like, we don't know what's happening. I can't see what people feel. I don't know if anyone's telling the truth. So where would be chaos?
Where would you want to go if you could travel anywhere in time?
You know, like I love again visually the aesthetics of like the 1920s, but in reality, I don't know. I don't know if I'd actually want to go there. I like my modern amenities so much.
Yeah, I mean, writing
And sanitation.
Yeah,
That's a really big one.
yeah, I mean, if you had asked me this question before I wrote Passenger and Wayfarer, I would have been like, I want to go to the 18th century and see what it was like before the revolution, or like as the revolution was happening. And then like as I was writing this, I was like, time travel's only fun for white guys. That's it. And I think like natural selection would have gotten me. It's like before I got corrective eye surgery, like would have struggled with my contacts. I'm like mildly allergic to horses.
Done.
Have some dietary needs. Like I've been done exactly.
Oh yeah, my stomach would have killed me right away.
Yeah, I would go into the future because I also love spoilers. But if you go into the far future, like, I would return if I found something out that was terrible. I would come back and let everybody know so we could save ourselves. I don't know. It's like the grandfather
Is that
complex.
possible?
Round
Yes.
trip ticket.
Again, this
I'm
is
a time
why
travel dork. So
this is why it's so
Alex,
fun to
this
write
is why
time
we
travel.
spend too much time talking about it.
I know you and I both wrote a crap ton of fan
I
fiction.
still write fan fiction. Sometimes, like, it's just so pressureless, and like I have a lot of fear with writing after Windwitch broke me, and so like lately my way to remind myself that I do know how to write and tell stories is to just write Dragon Age fanfiction. Because I just want those characters.
Will you please tell them about my favorite fan fiction genre mashup that you did?
Okay, which reminds me I need to tell you another one that I forgot existed. When I was like, I even have it on my phone. Well, maybe one day I'll read it for everyone on YouTube as well. I was obsessed with NSYNC. As my BFF from childhood knows, she's here. We went to the NSYNC concert together.
Yeah, you did.
But Britta, you did not know I was writing NSYNC Indiana Jones crossover. So essentially, I was indie, and Justin Timberlake kept getting kidnapped by the Nazis. I would have to go save him. I would have to interrupt my dig and go save him.
He's just so good at getting caught by the Nazis.
He's so good at it. His name was like Corporal Timberlake. So yeah, it was great. When it comes to world building, do you know how everything's going to work before you start writing, or do you have to figure some things out as you go? You want to go, since yours is required research?
Yeah, so when I was world building, I talked a little bit about the Passenger Wayfarer world building experience. So those I really had to plan in advance and had to know exactly how everything worked. Otherwise, it was going to be a hot mess when I actually sat down to write, and it would have been all over the place and a much bigger revision job than it actually was. But for instance, when I was writing the Darkest Minds series, it was sort of more of a natural thing where I sort of, having started with Ruby and the other main characters, I had a good sense of why they were the way they were, why they were in that situation. But once Ruby got out of the camp at the beginning of The Darkest Minds, I sort of went on that journey with her, and sort of the world very naturally unfolded, and I was doing a lot of like research that probably got me on some watch list as we were going on. Like,
Oh yeah.
it's not just like what you're Googling, but in what order. So for Neverfade, it was like, how is a car bomb made? And then like layout of the Los Angeles River. And then you always have to Google like your name, like Alexandra Bracken, author, just in case the NSA is watching. Which Hogwarts houses are your characters in? Which Hogwarts house are you in, first of all?
So I always thought I was a Ravenclaw, and then I took the Pottermore quiz last year, and I was Gryffindor, which surprised me. But then everyone I told that to, they were like, "Oh yeah, you're Gryffindor." So I don't know what that means. I don't know if it means that I have changed since Harry Potter came out, 10 years ago, or what. But I kind of go with the Gryffindor thing.
Me too. I feel like I am more of a Ravenclaw, but I'm almost always sorted into Gryffindor, which I find fascinating that like when I'm taking those tests, I like subtly somehow change to try to like fit those traits. I don't know.
I feel like I try to get Ravenclaw and I still get Gryffindor.
Who knows? I think also Pottermore is like it randomizes based on
No,
your
you're
question.
ruining this. For
I
me.
know.
I defined myself by that.
What was your Patronus?
My Patronus was Manx cat, which I did not know what that was, but it's a cat without a tail. I was like, I don't know how I feel about this. So that's me, and they're like, yeah, they're not very interesting. I was a little disappointed.
Mine. I was complaining to again Victoria. I was like, oh, I got like a bay mare. That's
What
so
she
boring.
got.
And she was like, Alex, I got a mole. I was like, I will take my horse.
A horse is very majestic.
But it was so funny. Literally during that test, I was like, I'm gonna get an effing horse. I can already tell.
I just found it so stressful because if you didn't answer, it would disappear, and I'm one of those people who takes forever to make a decision.
I know.
And maybe that's what a Manx cat does too.
Wait, okay, so your characters, what Hogwarts house will they be in?
Okay, so I answered this a few weeks ago on Twitter, and someone tried to argue with me. So I guess maybe people interpret it differently than I do. Isolde's definitely a Ravenclaw. Like, she's just quiet and bookish. Sophie is definitely a Gryffindor. And then Merrick is a Hufflepuff. He's like a Cedric Diggory kind of Hufflepuff, He's just like a good guy and does the right thing, and he's super loyal. And then, secretly, Ageman thinks of himself as a Slytherin, but he's definitely a Hufflepuff.
Better than a Hufflepuff or a Slytherin who pretends to be a Hufflepuff.
This is true. That would be...
That's an interesting character.
That's an evil book right there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes, what about Emma?
Okay, so
Nicholas?
Edda and Nicholas, I feel like they have Slytherin qualities because they are both ambitious people, but
It's true, Edda, but it's like, that's Edda's need.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
It's her ambition.
yeah, but I will say I think Edda is definitely more of a Ravenclaw and Nicholas is more of a Gryffindor.
Yeah, I can see that.
Those are my feels.
What
But
about, like, Sophia?
Sophia's definitely a Slytherin.
Yeah.
I figured out because I did the Darkest Minds too, which I'm happy to do right now. But I was like, I always have one Slytherin character, and it's like a good Slytherin. I feel like so many YA authors self-identify as Slytherin, and they're so proud of it.
A lot of YA authors self-identify as Slytherin.
So, yeah.
Which means, not a bad thing. They just admit that they're very ambitious. So.
Yeah, I like it, and they're cunning. And anyway, but Darkest Minds. Okay, this is the answer that changes every time, so I apologize in advance. Today I'm feeling like Ruby is a Gryffindor. Liam is always the Hufflepuff. Chubbs is definitely the Ravenclaw. Zoo is the question mark for me. Does anyone have a strong feeling about Zoo? I feel like she's maybe a Hufflepuff too.
Was she secret Hufflepuff kind of
Well,
thing?
she's very loyal. Like, and I feel like I don't know. And then Clancy is a Death Eater. But Vita is definitely a Slytherin. She's like the good Slytherin who is like ready to take action.
Yeah.
You need a Slytherin. Like,
You do.
they get so villainized, especially in the movies. They try to make it too black and white in terms of their
Certainly in
morality.
the early books, yeah.
Yeah, but I was like, you need a Slytherin in your life to push you.
You do.
What are you working on right now?
Book 3.
Yeah. How's it going?
How's it going? Without getting into like too much detail, it's going really well. I'm definitely trying a different approach than I tried with Windwitch, which I will talk about more in my newsletter on Tuesday if you want to subscribe.
At SusanDennard.com.
SusanDennard.com.
I'm working on the copy edits for my middle grade book, which comes out actually in September of this year. It's called The Dreadful Tale of Prosper Redding. And then because it's a middle grade, it has a subtitle, which is A Fiendish Arrangement.
It's very good.
It's just as a quick pitch, it's the story of the youngest member of like a very Kennedy-esque family who is definitely the black sheep in a family of like mega overachievers. And he discovers, as the plot conflict set up, that his family is super wealthy and super amazing and super lucky in all ways, because when they were settling their town in the 17th century, they literally made a deal with the demon, and now that demon is back and wants his revenge on the family and is ready to take it all away.
Dun, dun, dun.
Dun, dun, dun.
It's
So,
really good.
It's
really
funny.
fun.
It's like,
really
it's not, it
yeah,
sounds
no.
demented, but it's
No,
fun.
it's
I
hilarious.
promise.
It's hilarious. The demon, because he's from 1700s and he's now here. It's hilarious.
Yeah, oh my gosh, I got to use a ton of Shakespearean insults.
Yes, you did.
Like you flea bitten Applejawn. I think that now when I drive.
Do you like you
Applejawn. Yeah.
It's great.
Well, thank you guys so much. We're happy
Yes.
to sign your books. Thank you for your amazing questions.
I'm back home from the book tour with Susan, Dennard, and Alexandra Bracken. It was so much fun. I had a great time. I'm glad to be back home. It's a long trip down to Austin, so it's always nice to kind of come back home and just rest after that 3.5 hour drive down there. I met some awesome girls, Sondra and Carol, who they are bloggers, and I will link their blogs down below, and y'all can go check them out for sure. They are awesome. We had a good time talking and chit-chatting. But yeah, this is the end of today's vlog. I hope y'all enjoyed it. It was short and sweet. There was a lot of footage of the panel that we had and stuff, so I hope y'all enjoyed that. Thank you to Alex and Susan and Book People for hosting the event and coming. It was amazing. I'm Mary from Nerdy BookBOOK Club, and I'll see you next time. Bye! Say bye, Bully. Bye. Bye, guys.